In this first problem here, we've got a triangle, a right triangle with sides. That leg is S. This one here will be T, and this hypotenuse will be U. And what we want to do is solve for, well, we're picking S in this problem. So we have a right triangle, so we're going to use Pythagorean theorem, which says that this length squared plus this length squared is the square of this length, which is the hypotenuse. So what we're saying is this, that S squared plus T squared equals U squared. Now, that's coming from, you've probably seen this, I'm sure, A squared plus B squared equals C squared, where this is A, this is B, and this is C. We're just giving them different names now. So instead of A, B, and C, we're saying S, T, and U. We want to solve this for S, so let's subtract T from both sides. That'll give us S squared equals U squared minus T squared. And now I've got S squared, so what I'm going to do is take the square root of both sides. That will give us square root of S squared equals the square root of U squared minus T squared. Now over here on the left, the square root of S squared, because we don't know anything, well, we do know something about S, right? We know it's positive. So because S is positive, right, it's a length, it has to be positive. Because S is positive, I don't really need absolute values. You know, if we didn't know anything about S, remember we would write something like this. Then we would have this. Then we take the absolute value off, and this is where we get plus or minus. But there's no way we can get a plus or no way we can get a minus here, because that would be a negative length. So because I know that S is a positive number, I know it's positive, I don't need the absolute value. So that helps a little bit here. So S is going to be the square root of U squared minus T squared. I think that's the best we can do. Now keep in mind, note that when you have this, U squared minus T squared, that is not equal to the square root of U squared minus the square root of T squared, right? This is a minus sign connecting those two variables. It's not a time sign. So you can't just break it up over a plus or minus. You could do this. If it was U squared times T squared, that would work. You get U squared T squared.